regarding loud dhikr in unison, I read in your book, Purification of the Heart, about ikhtilaf, that Imam Malik considered it makruh. Yeah, that's true. So why is it so prevalent and acceptable then? Dhikr, group dhikr is, the majority of later Maliki scholars accepted it. The Muwahidun introduced the idara in the Qira'at al-Jama'ah as a way of preserving the Quran, and they based it on the hadith, لا يجتمع قوم في بيت من بيوت الله يتلون كتاب الله. No group gathers reading the book of Allah. يتلون كتاب الله. He didn't say يتلاوون, or he said يتلون, and it indicates that it was done in one, even though the Sahaba did not do that practice. But the hadith indicates the permissibility, and that's where they took it from, which is in Sahih Muslim. So, and that's what Sidi Abdullah ibn Hajj Ibrahim said in Ghayat al-Rushd. He says, وَالْجَمْعُ لِلذِّكْرِ وَالْقُرْآنِ جَرَى بِهِ الْعَمَلُ فِي الْبُلْدَانِ وَنَصُّهُ صَحِيحٌ رَدًّا مُنْكِرًا وَجَهْلُهُ وَالْعُذْرُ بِجَهْلِهِ قَدْ ظَهَرَ. You know, that the gathering for recitation of the Quran and doing dhikr is the amal. Jara bihi al-amal. It's the practice of the Muslims in all the cities of Islam. And the sound hadith is a proof for it. It's a proof for it. And there's other hadiths, the sahih hadith that Allah has the malaika that are traveling in the earth, and they yaltamisuna hilq al-dhikr. They're looking for the circles of dhikr. And they find people, yuhalliluna, they're saying la ilaha illallah, yusabbihuna, they're saying subhanallah, hilaq, they're in a circle doing that. Now, like Naqshbandi say, you do it, each one does it on its own. But the other scholars said you do it, you can do it together, and that's permissible. So it's a khilaf. If people aren't comfortable with it, that's fine. But don't make the inkar, of the other group. That's all. If you're not comfortable with it, it's perfectly fine. I prefer the position that says you shouldn't do it. To say it's haram is way overboard. To say that's haram, I mean, you really have to have a proof. And tark is not a proof. Because the Sahaba did not do it is not a proof for tahrim like that. Because man ahdatha fi amrina hada ma laysa minhu fahuwa raddun. People always forget that little ma laysa minhu. Whoever introduces something into this religion that is not of essence from the religion, then it's rejected. So the practice, there's Muslims that if the imam after the prayer in Maliki madhab, the imam, it's makruh for the imam to make dua. But Ibn Abi Jamra mentions that, that if you tried to implement that today and force that on people, you'd create fitna. In other words, this is the amal of the people. This is what they're doing, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a dua. The other madhabs permit it. The Hanafis do it. They like to do it, right? The imam should do, and then the people, yu'amman alayh, they say ameen. So there's nothing wrong. But if somebody doesn't want to do the dua with the imam after because he thinks it's fine, don't do it. But don't say you can't do that, it's a bid'ah or something like that. That's really what we're fighting, is we're fighting that attitude, that religious provincialism, the arrogation of absolute authority in the religion, that this religion belongs to you and you alone, and you are the only one that has the right opinion, and everybody else can go to hell. That's just not a healthy psychological state to be in. You're not well, and, may Allah help you if that's your state. But it's not a good state to be in, and that's too many Muslims are in that state, religious Muslims, which is driving away the other Muslims. That's why they don't want to go to the masjid, because there's too many people, It's just so strange. I find it really strange. But anyway, so that's, group dhikr, there's nothing wrong with it, as long as it's with the adab. I mean, Sidi Ahmad Zarruq was generally, he didn't like it because he thought that it would become ritualized, like if you do it like at the same time every day, the group gets together and does it, it becomes like a ritual. And then he felt it had an element of bid'ah, that you've actually made a type of bid'ah in the religion by doing something, every Thursday, Laylat al-Fuqara, you get together 8 o'clock, sing qasida for an hour, and you do that as a practice. That was his opinion, but there's others that differed with him on that.